They say that houses cannot talk, but that does not mean me. Come listen while I tell you of the way things used to be. Oh, we had some of the happiest times in this house. My childhood was quite happy. The front porch used to have wicker furniture all along it, and almost every evening my married sisters, their husbands and children would come over and we'd sit on the porch and talk. If one of the single girls had a date, when the young man came to pick her up, he had to put up with all the teasing and joking from everyone on the porch. Someone would say, "Why, hello, are you so-and-so's date?" He'd say yes, and then they'd ask, "Well, what did you bring her?" If he didn't bring her anything, they'd say, "That's too bad, I'm afraid you're out of luck." If he had brought her something, like a small box of candy, they'd say, "Well, that was sure small. You should have seen the big box her date brought last night." Oh, that was fun. I was 8 years old when we moved all the furniture from our house on Scott Street into this new house. People asked Mama and Papa, "Why would you want to live so far out of town, way up on that hill?" But they needed a big place for all 7 of us children, and Papa liked the view and the wide verandas. The warm memories this house brings sometimes make me feel like a little girl again. This was the living room. It had big sofas and chairs around the fireplace, and Mama loved to keep a fire going. I remember one winter when the gas line broke and we had to bring in railroad ties and burn them in the fireplace. We even had to cook over the fire. That's Papa's portrait over the fireplace. He was a very dressy man and a good speaker. I always loved to hear the rich chimes of the grandfather clock. Papa used to say, "I have 6 daughters and all were taught to play the piano, but the only way I could ever hear Dixie was to buy a player piano." I always thought this parlor was so beautiful and elegant. I knew someday I would be married here, just like one sister before me and then another after me. This is where we had many happy and hectic meals. I couldn't count the times that Papa brought home important guests for dinner, such as businessmen and politicians. Here's Grandmother Kemp's portrait. She was a witty but sharp-tongued woman. Her and Grandpa Kell, who was a very polite and distinguished man, didn't get along too well. I remember one breakfast when they were staying with us. Grandpa said that he didn't sleep a wink the night before. Grandmother Kemp piped up and said, "I know why. It was those 12 biscuits you ate at supper last night." This used to be the breakfast room before the library was added. But later, when the doctor told Papa to take up a hobby, he turned it into a pool room. He played almost every day, most of the time with Mama, who would beat him regularly. Mama was always careful to close the shades so no one would see her playing pool. That was scandalous, you know, for a lady to play pool, and Mama was very much a lady. After the library was built, that's where you could usually find Papa. He loved to read, study, and learn new things. He was quite an expert in history. Later, this portrait of my brother Joseph was hung over the fireplace. He died in an automobile accident at a young age. Papa had this elevator installed in 1941. He had it fixed precisely so that it would stop on an A. That made it safe for the grandchildren who were always around. This was my sister's bedroom, and I slept here sometimes too. When Grandmother Kemp stayed here, she slept in this room also. That was one of my favorite dolls in the carriage. And this is the sewing room. So many beautiful things were made in here. Mama sewed many of our dresses, and she also had a seamstress come in part-time to help with all of the sewing. My big brother Joseph's room was the only private room, since he was the only boy with 6 sisters. He knew how to keep us running, but oh, how we adored him. Mary Jo and I, we were the youngest, would have done just about anything for him. He fought in World War I. Those are pictures of him in uniform with his company, and with the other boys here in Wichita Falls who fought in the war. Joe learned how to lock the bathroom door from the outside, but no one else knew how. Sometimes he'd start the bath water running, then leave and lock the door. All of us would think someone was taking a bath. He was always playing tricks and practical jokes on us girls. Most of us girls had this big, beautiful bedroom at one time. Every girl who had it eventually got married, except for Willie Mae. By the time she got it, she said she was too old to get married. Sure enough, she never married, and this bedroom became known as Willie Mae's room. She was quite a character. She was the first woman to earn a letter for athletics from the University of Texas at Austin. When Papa heard this, he sent Willie Mae a wire that read, "Hurrah for tennis shoes, send brains home express." After she came home from college, Willie Mae organized the Red Cross chapter here in Wichita Falls. She had Papa buy an ambulance and sent it to France during the war. Then she went there herself to work and drove the ambulance. My sister Willie Mae loved this sunroom. This is where she grew so many beautiful plants and flowers. Originally, this room was an open porch. Mama and Papa had it closed in, and we often had our breakfast in here. I can look out these windows and almost see all the beautiful flowers that grew in the back garden. The yard and beautiful garden were Willie Mae's pride and joy. This house will always bring to mind treasured memories of laughter, family, and a lifetime full of love.